New at 5, an Arizona family investigation uncovers a serious complaint against a Maricopa County constable.
The constable is accused of not doing his job and potentially putting people's lives in danger. Jason Berry spent the past 2 days digging up details on this case. He's in the newsroom tonight with what he's found. Jason.
Well, it's what victims of violence are supposed to do, go through the court system and get an order of protection. They are by no means a guarantee to keep someone safe, but they certainly can't do any good if they're never served. It's one of the most important jobs constables have, serving orders of protection. But what happens when these important court papers are never delivered?
I didn't know.
Maricopa County Constable Carl Seal has a lot of explaining to do. A complaint filed with the Constable Ethics Standards and Training Board states that Seal failed to serve over 80 orders of protection during a 9-month period last year. And that's extremely alarming to domestic violence advocates like Mariah Moon with the New Life Center.
That is scary because when we build those safety plans, we know the risk of lethality and death due to these situations. And so I think we need to encourage that we cannot be flippant around the safety measures and nets that orders of protection can provide.
My district is the second busiest district.
We asked Constable Seal to sit down and explain why so many orders of protection in his Moon Valley district of Phoenix were not served. The former state lawmaker, who started his constable career in January 2021, told us he wasn't properly trained on the AZ point system, which constables use to see what cases they have and what court orders need to be served. He says it wasn't until the ethics complaint was filed that he realized he was doing something wrong, and a stack of protection orders was piling up. You did know you're supposed to serve the orders of protection in person, right?
Of course I did. Of course I did. And I'm not saying I didn't attempt to do that. It's just I put notes on my documents because that's initially what I was trained to do. And that's what I knew at that time, so that's what I did.
A formal warning.
Presiding Maricopa County Constable Michael Branham tells a very different story. He's the one who filed the complaint against Seal. He says Seal was one of many newly elected constables last year who received weeks of extensive training on how to serve warrants, how to fill out paperwork, and how to use the AZ point system. Seal was the only new constable who failed to serve so many orders of protection.
When you find that you've got something that you don't seem to understand how to work, reach out and ask the more experienced people. They're here for a reason. If he'd have done a great job in the very beginning and simply asked for help, I don't think we would have ever reached the formal stage for a complaint or an improvement plan.
The Constable Ethics Board determined that Seal's lack of attention to the orders of protection were unacceptable, given the impact on public safety. He was issued a letter of warning and required to go through additional training, which is still taking place. Seal told us he takes full responsibility for what happened and has addressed his outstanding warrant situation.
I wish it hadn't gone so long. I wish I would have learned what I didn't know a lot earlier. I should have seen this problem ahead of time.
Constable Seal also said none of the outstanding orders of protection led to anyone getting hurt, and that is a relief. I am told he is now up to date on how the AZ point system works and no longer has a backlog of cases. He plans to keep it that way. Live in the newsroom, Jason Berry for Arizona's Family.